Meet Vic. Vic is the star of today's video, and Vic is a visual representation of what happens when you watch too much TV and you bow down and believe blindly in authority. Vic today is going to discuss what he thinks is the flat earth. And of course, as a result, Vic is going to put on show for us all to see here the psychosis that resides in the minds of mainstream believers. Take it away, Vic.
Hey, what do you say? My Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, your sister's age, Pony Plus. Very ticked off, Vic here. You know what ticks me off? People who think the earth is flat. What the hell is this world? What is this round world coming to? What happened to the education system in this country? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you not see pictures from NASA that shows from outer space, from the satellites, that the earth is round? Do you not look up in the sky?
Vic obviously hasn't got a clue about GoPros and curved lenses. And of course, Vic will bow down to a picture rather than demonstrable science, which can be tested and verified by all, simply because the picture came from NASA, his authority.
And see, the moon is round, the sun is round, and what happens? Tell me, you fuck.
So Vic now wants to look up at red herrings in the sky. Think about this from a logical point of view. You're discussing the shape of the earth. So what's the first thing Vic wants to do? Look in exactly the opposite direction from the earth, the very subject we're discussing. Think about how insane that is. Rather than deal with demonstrable science on the earth, which backs the claims, he wants to look in the opposite direction at things he has no idea what they are, where they are.
Moron, what happens when you get to the end of the earth? Do you fall off? What happens? Once you take...
And it's clear the flat earth, which resides in Vic's head, is a misrepresentation put there, of course, by the people who tell him the earth is a globe. And again, Vic can't work that out because the education system which Vic defends so passionately has left him with the discernment of a fucking turnip.
Take a picture of the end of the earth for me. I want to...
Vic, no offence here, pal, but those discs with water coming off the edges of it, residing in a heliocentric vacuum that you've been shown by Google and the mainstream media, no one believes, mate. No one believes there's some edge. We all know water needs to be contained. That scientific demonstrable fact highlights the absurdity of the globe. Vic, stop believing in absurdities, misrepresentations, put there by the very people that tell you the earth is a ball. Can you put two and two together, Vic?
The end of the earth. How come there's anybody never took a picture of the end of the earth? You fucking idiots. You're an asshole. You're a fucking idiot. Do you at least know you're a fucking idiot? Have any of your friends ever...
The irony of watching this. Remember what the flat earth is, my stance. Demonstrable science that can be tested and verified by all, the results of which prove the globe scientifically impossible. No maps, no models. You want a map, full exploration based off the fact the globe scientifically impossible. There is no more honest, true stance you can find. It's that simple. But this lad, Vic, is never meeting people like myself or never hearing what the true flat earth is, which is simply a new understanding of where we are based on real science. Putting aside the stories, the explanations, the cartoons, the firework displays, the space pantomime that Vic and so many others cling on to, and standing by what is. So easy. Vic can't do that. So much confusion resides within Vic simply because he's not been taught to discern. And then, of course, he gets shown the misrepresentations. He's unable to wade through the muddy waters because he believes blindly and can't discern. Vic is a visual representation of the psychosis and the problems with mainstream believers. And of course, this is a result of an education system that does anything but empower you.
Tell you, hey, you're a fucking idiot. Tell me you know you're a fucking idiot. I have more respect for you. Do you not realize that if a plane flies from one point and just stays in a straight line, and eventually from staying in a straight line, it'll wind up where it started from, because the earth
Go on.
is round, you fucking idiot!
Oh, I'm really convinced, Vic. Sorry to tell you, but that would work going in a circle with a magnetic centre on a flat Earth. Why aren't you discussing the molecular structure of water? Why aren't you discussing tower cranes and pendulums? Why are you still falling for silly arguments and examples which somehow help you to cling on to a delusion? I'll tell you why. Because you're unable to discern. And because of that, you've got all this hatred and anger in your heart, Vic.
Why? Why would scientists for all these hundreds of years tell us that the earth is round when it's flat? Why would they say that? What purpose?
They're not. They're just going along with what we've all been taught. The ones that question it, maybe that spoke up, are not going to get funded by a company that doesn't perhaps want them to speak up and go against the grain, going against perhaps their policies and their narrative. Come on, Vic. This shouldn't be difficult. How many scientists do you know who are out there who are funded by themselves? Wake up, Vic.
Would they get out of that? And if it is flat, what is it? What is it, like a piece of toast, and everything sits on top of the piece of what's under us? You fucking morons! You're a fucking moron, and all these conspiracy theories.
Bless him, saying that, thinking, demanding people answer what's underneath. Who knows? I can guarantee this: there's not people upside down underneath me, Vic, driving tower cranes, spinning and wobbling and oscillate on a scientifically impossible ball, Vic. To answer the question that what resides underneath would require, again, full exploration. It's an honest answer, Vic. You actually calling me moronic, or people that you think stand by the flat earth, but of course you've got this disc interpretation of what you think the flat earth is, put there by liars, misrepresenters. And that's why you have so many problems, so much trouble discerning and grasping this stuff. What's under the fucking flat earth?
Everybody, everything's a conspiracy theory. You're a fucking conspiracy. There's a conspiracy of fucking...
People that actually think reality, Vic, is exactly the opposite to what can be tested and verified by all, i.e. that the earth's a ball. That's the conspiracy. They're the nutters. They're the people that act like you have on our screen because they've got no demonstrable science. They cite photographs and observations of things in the sky as somehow proof that reality is absolutely wrong. It's insane, Vic. You're on our screen screaming and shouting, calling people morons and all sorts of names, when actually you are the representation of the moronic hypocrisy that resides in society because of an education system that empowers people with the discernment of a fucking turnip, my dear friend. And as a result, we get all sorts of pantomime-like performances played out on our screen, just like this one.
Morons! Mutants everywhere. They are multiplying. Just keep them the fuck away from me. Keep them the fuck away from me. People who think the earth is flat. That's what ticks me off.
You gotta love Vic. A wonderful performance there, highlighting the absurdities, the psychosis, the pantomime, the idiocies that reside in the hearts and minds of people that believe blindly, one, in an education system, and two, in an authority that doesn't give a flying fuck. Clearly, otherwise we wouldn't have to deal with this sort of emotion, misunderstanding, pantomime type performances that we do daily, coming from globe believers who believe blindly that reality is exactly the opposite to what can be tested and verified by all. They justify that by clinging on to misrepresentations about what the flat earth is. Dear.